25-year-old cold case. We revisit the mystery of two Welch, Oklahoma girls still missing and hear from a mother looking for answers. KOAM News at 10 is next. Now at 10, authorities look to stop the spread of bird flu in Newton County. Plus, supporters of a bond issue say it could improve safety and opportunity for students in Seneca. And the mystery of two Northeast Oklahoma girls who disappeared 25 years ago still missing.
The four states' most watched news starts now.
The bird flu outbreak in Newton County, Missouri has grown, now impacting poultry operations with millions more birds. This is KOAM News at 10. I'm Dow Quick. Newton County had its very first reported outbreak of bird flu just last month. And now the outbreak has spread across 7 other poultry farms in Newton County. KOAM's Melissa Alexis has more.
We currently have 7 poultry farms that are affected.
Newton County encountered its very first case of bird flu in January, and now 7 farms across Newton County are dealing with outbreaks. Both chickens and turkeys have been affected.
3 that are chicken egg layers, and then some that are turkey farms, meat farms.
Larry Bergner, the administrator at Newton County Health Department, says 3 of the affected farms are chicken farms that provide eggs to brands like Eggland's Best and Land O'Lakes. And some affected farms are turkey farms that supply meat for Butterball. Originally, 2.6 million birds had to be eliminated due to the illness, but that number has surged.
From the chicken side, the egg layer side, there's been approximately 4 million birds that have had to be destroyed, and on the turkey side, about 44,000. This doesn't mean that all of the birds are infected. Government regulations require that if one bird in a poultry farm is positive for bird flu, then the entire flock has to be destroyed.
And the destroyed birds will be taken to a landfill.
Birds and the eggs to a landfill, and there are other acceptable means as well, composting and incineration, but most of these are going to landfill.
In a statement from the Missouri Department of Agriculture, they recommend that poultry producers take extra safety measures, like avoiding contact with wild birds, restricting visitor access to your flock, having designated clothing when working with the birds, and disinfect your shoes before entering the coop. He wants to remind people that the risk to humans is low.
If some were to slip through and make it to the retail store before the virus was detected, proper cooking, 165 degrees for chicken, and then just cooking the eggs thorough would kill any virus. There has been no positive avian flu detected in humans in Newton County.
Reporting in Newton County, Melissa Alexis, KOAM News.
Bergner says cases of bird flu have also been detected in neighboring counties, including Jasper, McDonald, Lawrence, and Berry County. Chief Meteorologist Doug Heddy joins us now with a first look at the weather.
Well, it definitely turned out to be a great Monday for us today. Temperature is fantastic. In fact, we tied record highs all the way up to 74 degrees. This record has stood since 1962, almost 30 degrees above where we should be for this time of the year. All right, through the night, we are going to slide back quickly through the 40s into the upper 30s. We'll bottom out at about 39. We do have a cold front that is pushing through, so this is going to put us back down to where we should be for this time of the year as we go through the next several days. We also get some rain chances. We're going to get these clouds starting to thicken up by the time you get up tomorrow morning. And as we go through the day, temperatures only right around 50, but we start to get some rain, some drizzle picking up, especially during the afternoon hours. So we're going to break all this down for you here in just a bit.
All right, we'll catch you in a few. The Joplin and Carl Junction fire departments are sounding the alarm over a recent spike in fires at vacant buildings. The increase corresponds with the winter months. Fire officials say illegally occupied properties pose serious risks, including potential fires, also carbon monoxide poisoning. And they urge people to report any suspicious activity in vacant structures.
Cold weather months, you'll always see an uptick in them. Again, people are trying to get inside those buildings to stay warm and using different types of methods to stay warm. And that is usually how the fire gets started.
The deputy chief of Joplin says police are working with homeowners to get no trespassing signs on their buildings. Voters in Seneca, Missouri will decide whether to approve a $9 million bond issue to support the Seneca School District. Now, if approved, the funding would be used to build a new career education center on the high school campus, allowing more students to take part in the programs. The district also hopes to build a new storm shelter at the junior high. The school currently shelters in the basement, which has experienced flooding.
You know, our kids deserve great spaces to learn in and safe places to learn in, and we want to do everything we can. And you know, the priority of the board has always been we want to get to this long range plan and we want to go through it, but we don't want to put any additional burden on our taxpayers, and we've been able to do that.
Voters will decide on the bond issue on April 8th. It would be a no tax increase bond extending the current debt service levy of 85 cents. KDOT invites the public to weigh in on the future of US 69. The department plans to host 4 in-person open houses and 1 virtual open house to allow the public to review design options for the US 69 project in Crawford County. Participants are encouraged to drop by at any time during the in-person open houses. The virtual open house will include a walkthrough of the design options with a question and answer session. In-person open houses begin on February 26th, run through the 28th. For a complete list of locations and times for in-house and virtual meetings, just go to KOAMnewsnow.com. The Sunshine Lamp Trolley is back in business in Joplin. Fixed route transportation services resumed today. The trolley will offer 67 stops in total, beginning at 6 a.m., running until 6 p.m. For more information on fees and routes, again, just go to our website, KOAMnewsnow.com. Tonight's annual awards ceremony at Joplin City Hall honored the brave firefighters and police officers who serve our Joplin community. Chairperson David Wells and Captain Stephen Roberts, both of VFW Post 5293, presented the awards. The honorees included Fire Chief Mark Cannon and Corporal Ben Cooper. The ceremony celebrated Fire Chief Cannon for his outstanding leadership and the late Corporal Cooper for giving his life in the line of duty. The hope and search to bring Laura Bible and Ashley Freeman home has endured for 25 years, and there are new chapters of their story to be told. Coming up in part 1 of our special report, Still Missing, KOAM's Tanya Bach investigates the tragic connection between the girls' 2 families. 25 years ago, a tragic case unfolded in Welch, Oklahoma. A couple found murdered in their burned home, and 2 16-year-old girls nowhere to be found. Laura Bible's mother, Lorene, has been a part of the investigation since day one, and she still hopes to one day find the bodies of both her daughter and Ashley Freeman. KOAM's Tanya Bach met with Lorene at the girls' memorial site in Pitcher, Oklahoma, the last place the 2 were believed to be alive.
It says love is patient, love is kind.
Lorene Bible reading the inscription beneath the photo her daughter Laura and best friend Ashley Freeman had taken the summer before they went missing.
Laura had went up there for the day and they were swimming down by the creek by the house, and Kathy had taken it of the girls.
It was 1999, a year of pain for both the Bible and Freeman households. In January, 17-year-old Shane Freeman was shot and killed after authorities say he pulled a gun on a Craig County Sheriff's deputy.
And it was your gun that he got? It was my husband's pistol. Yeah, I did. He took a 12-gauge shotgun. That was a 22. Took bullets for the 12-gauge. I mean, if he wanted to, he could got in a shootout with them.
Lorene says Shane's death was the result of an unanswered cry for help.
When there's trouble at home, you don't stay home.
She says that was also true for Ashley.
Ashley did not like to stay at home.
On December 28th, Laura joined Ashley for a 2-night sleepover at the Freeman house.
Think now, what if I hadn't let her stay the second night? She was fine the first night, nothing happened. But the second night, boom.
In the early morning hours of December 30th, firefighters responded to the Freeman home in rural Welch, Oklahoma. OSBI investigators, including lead agent Steve Nutter, walked through the charred remains, finding Kathy Freeman's body, but not her husband Danny, nor the two girls.
And supposedly somebody had called in a tip that they'd saw Danny in a white Ford truck with the two girls at a gas station. And he'd trade the two girls for David Hayes, who was the officer that shot Shane.
The next day, Lorene and her husband were allowed on the scene. That's when they discovered Danny's body.
Danny was laying face up. And like I said, the boots, cowboy boots that Nutter had on was all imprinted in Danny's body when we found him the next morning.
An autopsy revealed Danny and Kathy were murdered, both of them shot in the head. That's where the case goes cold. DA investigator Gary Stansel picked up the case in 2011.
There were so many potential suspects that looked viable.
After Agent Nutter retired, OSBI handed the case to Agent Tammy Ferrari, who began a joint investigation with Stansel. The two eventually narrowed the list of suspects down to 3: Phil Welch, David Pennington, and Ronnie Busick. But both Welch and Pennington were dead, and that wasn't the only problem.
I think we found out early on, we're missing a lot of reports. There's a lot of stuff that we don't have.
In the days following December 30th, a search party found a vehicle insurance card like this one along the driveway to the Freeman house. But when Agent Ferrari and Stansel took over the case, that insurance card was nowhere to be found.
We checked with the sheriff's office, we checked the FBI.
We did find out that there was an investigator, Joe Dugan, found out that he had worked early on this case.
But court records show Joe Dugan passed away in 2009. His family, after attempting to give Dugan's case files to the Craig County Sheriff, eventually threw the files away. The trail to Dugan then led to his partner, Tom Pryor, in 2017, and finally, a big break in the case.
He ended up giving us the insurance card, some rent receipts that was Phil Welch's from when he lived at the 412 South College, and picture. Even gave us the little envelope sleeve that they used to put your insurance card into.
We were pretty well astonished. It's pretty miraculous to find it after all these years.
Oh my gosh, he's like, I had this, I've had it all these years, I tried to hand it over to people, I've had it in my safe for all these years. I've been waiting for you guys to call.
With evidence falling into place, Ferrari and Stansel knew the next step was to find Busick and get justice for both the Freemans and the two girls who are still missing to this day.
Somebody decided for them that your life is going to stop today.
Reporting in Pitcher, Oklahoma, Tanya Bach, KOAM News.
Now join us tomorrow night on KOAM News at 10. We're going to learn more about the 3 suspects, Welch, Pennington, Busick, and also other high-profile individuals who were once considered potential suspects as well. Doug returns next with his complete forecast, and a little bit later, a group of young at heart Chiefs fans unite behind their favorite team.
Well, of course, it turned out to be a warm day for us today. Temperatures all the way into the mid-70s, 74 degrees, tying record highs across the region, which is, well, it was a nice day, but unfortunately, we're going to cool right back down. Just a little teaser of spring the day after Groundhog Day. All right, through the night, we slide back into the upper 30s, back to 41 by 10 a.m. It's about 25 degrees cooler for us on Tuesday compared to what we saw today. Look at the colder air filtering in. So this isn't Arctic air, but it's cold. It's 23 in Sioux City and Des Moines. It's sitting at 34 degrees. Clouds will start to thicken up late tonight. We have weak little systems kind of tracking from west to east, but there's multiple of them. So that means we're going to get numerous little systems kind of pushing through over the next several days. We don't have any big storm systems, but you can see our jet stream really from like San Francisco and then right through the Central Plains, giving us those weak waves. Let me walk you through time. Let's go through tonight into Tuesday morning. Clouds thicken by morning, upper 30s northern counties, lower 40s in our southern counties. Cloudy skies through the morning hours. We should go into low to mid 40s by noon. Once we get past that noon hour, we're going to start getting some light drizzle picking up across the region. So cloudy skies, some light drizzle. Here's 3:30 in the afternoon. Most of us upper 40s to near 50. Light drizzle continues Tuesday evening and even mixing in a few light little showers. So as we go through Tuesday night, temperatures stay well above freezing, but we're going to have drizzle and light showers, periods of it, all the way through the overnight hours. Let's go into Wednesday morning. Still, we have light showers across the region. A little bit of pink just to our north with a little bit of freezing rain, but we're going to stay all liquid in our vicinity. As we continue, Wednesday, periods of light showers across the region. These will start to work out Wednesday evening, and then a few more start to drop in on Thursday morning. So it's not going to be very heavy. It's just going to be kind of an inconvenience all across the region all week long. All right, how much rain are we going to get? We're going to just stop this by Wednesday night. It's not going to be a lot. A lot of areas, 1/10, maybe 2/10 of an inch, maybe upwards of 1/4 of an inch in some spots. 39 in the morning, 45 by noon, high temp of 50 on your Tuesday. Let's go toward the weekend. Of course, we've got Super Bowl Sunday. We get some more showers in here late Friday and then even into Saturday. So that's the trend really the rest of the week. But on Super Bowl Sunday, it looks like we're going to be dry. It's just going to be chilly. Temperatures are going to be mainly into the upper 30s across the region. All right, let's go 50 on Tuesday, 62 Wednesday, 54 Thursday, 50 on Friday, back to 55 Saturday. Cool on Sunday, and then another system we have to keep our eyes on next Tuesday and Wednesday.
Doug, thanks. Still ahead, it's opening night at Super Bowl 59 in New Orleans, and a Pitt State Gorilla earns Player of the Week honors from the MIAA. John Dales has those stories and more coming up next.
This week will be pretty busy for our local high school, junior college, and Division II college football teams here in the 4 states. And that's because this Wednesday begins the regular signing period for incoming freshman football players. Now, ahead of signing day on Wednesday, over the weekend, Frontenac High School senior Jaden Houghton has flipped his commitment from Hutchinson Community College to Pittsburgh State. And at PSU, he'll join his former head coach, Mark Smith, who left Frontenac to become the Gorillas' wide receivers coach and passing game coordinator before last season. Then, later this weekend, Joplin High School senior Collis Jones announces he's verbally committed to Coffeyville Community College. With the Eagles this past fall, Jones had 5 interceptions, 35 tackles, and 1 fumble recovery for a touchdown. That helped him earn third-team All-State honors as a defensive back. Switching gears to college basketball, Pittsburgh State guard Grace Pyle is named the MIAA Women's Basketball Player of the Week, the conference announces this afternoon. This comes after she averages 28 points, 5.5 assists, and 4 rebounds per game, while leading PSU to its 9th and 10th consecutive victories on the road at Northeastern State and Arkansas Fort Smith. Meanwhile, Missouri Southern softball sweeps the first edition of the 2025 MIAA Weekly Awards. That's because Lion infielder Katie Gray is named Conference Hitter of the Week. That comes after a weekend where she has 10 hits and 10 runs batted in 5 games. And Southern's Kiki Pickens is MIAA Pitcher of the Week. She goes 3-0 with 13 strikeouts over 17 innings pitched. That includes a 6-inning complete game shutout. And it doesn't stop there for our local athletes. Pittsburgh State grad transfer Colby Dugan, he's named the MIAA Pitcher of the Week after he earned a win for the Gorilla baseball team yesterday, throwing 5 innings with 12 strikeouts. And it's opening night at Super Bowl 59 in New Orleans. As we come on the air, the Chiefs players and coaches are addressing the media for the first time since making their trip down there. Earlier today, though, NFL Commissioner Roger Goodell gets asked about officiating and a popular theory that the Chiefs get a friendly whistle from the refs.
That's a ridiculous theory for anyone who might take it seriously. But at the end of the day, it's something we always have to continue to work on. How do we make our officiating better at all times? And if you look at the Chiefs' record, which I think is an amazing thing, people talk about the competitiveness of our league. The Chiefs, with their 15 wins, 15-2 this year, 11 of those 15 games were within one score. And I think that talks about the competitiveness of our game and the importance of how we officiate it, but also the competitiveness of how we play it.
That's a look at sports. We're back with more news after this.
Chiefs! Go, fight, win!
That's enthusiasm right there. Chiefs supporters wearing red, cheering on the good guys in anticipation of another Super Bowl win. This little pep rally of sorts was by residents of the Presbyterian Village Senior Living Facility in Fort Scott, Kansas today. The residents clapped and sang and chanted in unison to cheer on their favorite team. They also had a special request for one specific Chiefs player.
A special message to Travis Kelce. We know that you have a girlfriend, not that she's famous or anything, but we have a lot of single ladies here that would love to have your phone number. Am I right? Woo!
Yeah, I think Mr. Kelce is taken. These senior Chiefs fans know how rare this opportunity is. Fans waited 50 years between Super Bowl appearances before Chiefs finally returned for Super Bowl 54 a few years ago. Now let's check back in with that Chiefs fan, Doug Heddy.
Well, clouds are going to start to thicken later on tonight, so we are going to have mostly cloudy skies on your Tuesday and quite a bit cooler. High temp of 50 degrees. We are going to start to get some drizzle developing, especially in the afternoon hours, and then that drizzle switches over to showers on Tuesday night into Wednesday morning, kind of up and down temps all week.
Final sports notes.
The Oklahoma City Thunder win tonight. They improved to 39-9 on the season.
That's impressive. Thanks for joining us. Don't forget the morning show starts at 5 a.m. and let's make it a great tomorrow.